How's it going, YouTube? Let's have a look at these lights, shall we? Okay, so what we've done is we've taken some standard facelift lights, modified them. So before we start, I want to say a thanks to Perry at 4AGE mr2. I'll put a link to his video below because I blatantly stole his idea with the tube lights. We've done a bit more than that, but check out his video and he'll give you a good idea if you've missed anything in mine. Let's have a proper look at these lights, shall we? Let's run through all of the lights and see what they look like. Right, for now I've left that light stock so we can see what it's like compared. This is just the side lights. Now the brake lights. Brake lights with no lights. Fog lights. Reverse and indicator. You'll notice when I've got the left indicator on only, it's flashing fast, it thinks there's a bulb out. That's because I've got no load resistor in there at the minute. When you change to LED lights, you have to fit a load resistor to emulate the light. What we'll do is, when that gets delivered, I'll fit that and we'll do another video explaining about all that. Right, so there you have it. Let's get these lights off on the bench. We'll take them to pieces. I'll show you how I did it. Right, so there we have it. Modified light, stock light. And if we look on the backs, you can see I've made this just so it's plug and play, the same as the stock light. You could literally plug this into any car and it'll work. Okay, to take the light to pieces, there's no putting this in the oven or anything like that, they're just literally clipped together. There's a screw down there, this one's not got it for some reason, but there's a screw down there that you take out, and then the clips around the edge. Undo the clips and it just all prizes apart. Let's open this one up and have a look. Right, there we have it. I've taken both of them to pieces. Let's get the camera down and have a closer look at this, shall we? Right, there we are. There's a stock light, there's my light. This is basically done in two halves. We've got the bottom half, which has got the tube LED lights on it, and the top half, which is the LED rings. So let's first have a look at the components that I used to build these lights. Right, over here is some tube lights. These are just literally an LED strip inside a clear tube. Over here we've got a red ring LED, a yellow ring LED, a red ring LED for the other side, and a white ring LED. The outside ones are 60mm and the inside ones are 50mm. I'll put links to all these again down in the description. Right, so starting with the bottom half, I'll overlay some photos of when I did this one because I'm not going to do this one today, but I'll overlay some photos of what I did with this one. What I did first was all around this edge, I got the Dremel and I took about 5mm depth off it all the way around. I'll put a photo up. Then what I did was I covered all this with black gaffer tape and I cut it out round the edge. The bit I'd cut out I placed on a sheet of aluminium and then cut out the aluminium to make this. This is my plate to cover over this. It would just curve it slightly. I literally screwed it through the back of the light. After I'd got all that screwed on, I painted it black, so it was a black base ready just to stick on these tube lights. I had to take about 5mm off it because this will rub on the lens if you don't. Then what I did was I designed and printed these little brackets. These are to hold the tube light in place, and I stuck them across the light with double-sided sticky tape to hold the light in place. Bit of a pain when you do it because you have to get it to line up perfect so it goes between this reflector. That took a bit of practice, and also it curved up on the ends so it follows this profile all the way around. When these tubes come, these are 600mm long. What I've done is I've cut them in half. When I look on the back of these ones, halfway down, there's some little copper points, solder points, and I cut them at those points there, and that was halfway. So then I just soldered a cable between them to join them back up again. Once they was all soldered back together and fitted with the little brackets and everything all in line, I poked the wires through the back, ready to wire up, and that's literally that bit done. Now is the top bit. What I found after I'd done this bottom bit was, because this was black, and as you can see this top bit's nice and reflective, I had the bottom half of the light black, top half of the light red, and it looked odd. So what I did was I made it all black. If you look on the back of the stock lens, there's 2 screws there. Take those out and all this bit comes out, which leaves you this bit here. So what I did was I masked off all this bit, roughed this up, and I painted it all black. I'll put a photo over now of what it looks like. I found a bit of a problem. This lens here, when you've got the LED lights behind it, it distorts them and you can see them too much. So what I did was I unclipped them and removed them completely. So to get this look, I had a cunning plan. I cut out some perspex circles, covered it with window film, and stuck them in there with some silicone. Then on the back of the circle, placed the lights where they needed to be, and I covered that all up round the edge with silicone to stick those into place. Once that had all gone off, I just painted it all black, and then that gave this nice tinted look with the black in the centre. And that's more or less what the finished mess looked like, but it doesn't matter because you can't see it. Then I poked all the wires out the back ready to wire up. I cut out some little notches, so I removed the bulb holders, took out the bulbs and just put them back in, and then where the holes were I filled them over with silicone just to seal them. And then for all the wiring, I literally just soldered them in to where they needed to be on these wires. I'll show you a wiring diagram. Anybody that's attempting this, I'm assuming you've got a little bit of knowledge, so I'll show you a wiring diagram and I'm sure you can figure it out for yourself. But what it basically is, these are resisted down. I used 3 100 ohm resistors because they're 0.25 watt. If you fit them in parallel, that makes a 33 ohm resistance at 0.75 watt, which is enough to power these. And the 33 ohm resistance gives about the right brightness, so this is the same as the side lights when it's resisted. And the unresisted light is the bottom 2 are for the fog light, the top 2 are for the brake light. Right, there's a wiring diagram for this installation. If you check out my Instagram, Spyder Lee, I've also posted a photo of this on there. But basically all you've got is a side light comes in through the resistors and then out. You need to use diodes because these diodes stop the electric going back. And what would happen is if you turn the side light on, it would light up the brake lights as well. You don't want that. So we use these diodes which blocks it. So the side light turns on and it's resisted. Same down here, this is resisted, so these are nice and dim. If we get the brake light turning on, this is unresisted, so it comes straight through and lights it up at full power. Same down here, the fog lights, that comes through, lights this one up at full power. Because of the diodes, it doesn't go back into all the other feeds. So take a look at that, take a look at the photo on my Instagram, and you'll see how to wire them up. And that is basically it. If there's anything else that I've missed, message below. If there's anything else that's confusing you, take a look at Perry's video. He explains it quite well, probably better than me actually. And if you fancy having a go, have a go. I hope you like these lights. I've got to finish the other one tomorrow. Get them back on the car. I'm going to pick up a bonnet this weekend, so we're doing something special with that. I'm going to make that a bit better. In the next couple of weeks I should be picking up the major parts for the engine, so we can go for some big power. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, I hope you learnt something, and I'll see you guys later. Cheers.